Hi, everybody. Anyways, so, happy National Prayer Day. My prayer is that everybody that's dealing with depression gets help. And I pray that you people that are dealing with suicidal thoughts or depression have a great support system. And what I mean by that is, somebody asked me today, when is it too late to help somebody to get help, or when is it too late for them not to get help? As long as you are still believing, there's always help, and there's always hope. Number one, you have to acknowledge that there's a problem. And not acknowledge it just because other people say you got a problem. You have to mentally know you have a problem. And number two, you have to be ready to seek the help. And seriously, people, pressuring people to get help, that's one reason I got help when I needed to. Is because nobody was pressuring me to get help. Nobody was pressuring me to see a counselor. Nobody was pressuring me to be on medicine. Nobody even knew the extent of what I was feeling because I kept it a secret. Sort of. Well, I didn't really keep it a secret from you guys. You guys probably sort of knew, but you didn't know the magnitude of it. So, for 2 months, I had a plan to overdose on my ADHD medicine. Somebody asked me if you can overdose on ADHD medicine. I've never tried it, but I think you can overdose on just about anything. Sometimes you might throw it up, but with ADHD medicine, I don't think I would throw it up. Anyways, and I think it's ironic that they gave me a medicine to use to help me get better, which is stronger than my ADHD medicine. Beyond me. But anyways, back to what I said. That's why one of the reasons I seek help is because nobody pressured me to. And I'm not saying it's bad to pressure people, I'm just saying you gotta know that person's personality. If people were inclined means they thought it would help me to keep pressuring me, I would probably have done the opposite and not seek help. So that's just like me talking about something over and over again. Some of you guys might get tired of listening because it's the same thing over and over again. And sometimes when people say the same thing over and over again, you put a mental block on that person, or you put a mental block on that. And that can mean seeking help. If you're constantly nagging somebody to seek help, or constantly telling them to seek help, they're not going to be, majority of the time, I'm not saying everybody, are not going to seek help. As I said, they got to want the help. And it's got to be on their time they want the help. Now seriously, I could have lied to my doctor when he asked me questions, or I could have said, no, I don't have a plan. I could have lied. But then that would have prevented me from seeking help. So I was ready to seek help, and I knew there was help available, but 2 months prior to that, I was not ready to seek help. And I thought I could handle it on my own. And sometimes your pride, and sometimes your independence, and sometimes we don't think the problem is big, or we think we can get over the problem without medicine or without help. But you have to realize that. And number 3, there's always hope when you're alive. And if I didn't have the support of people caring about me, I wouldn't have seeking help. And if I didn't have God in my life, I would have already committed suicide. For real. And the medicine I'm on doesn't mean I'm still not going to be suicidal. Just means it's going to help with the thoughts of suicide. And question to ponder. What? And I haven't researched this. What has more side effects? Antidepressant, ADHD medicine, aspirin, or medical marijuana? What would help faster? And what would be the positive of medical marijuana? And what would be the negative? Which one? Does the positive outweigh the negative of medicine versus medical marijuana part? And would we have to be on medical marijuana all our lives? Because, I mean, medicine doesn't make the problem go away, really. Radiation and cancer or chemo doesn't mean the problem's going to go away forever. The cancer could come back. Could marijuana, medical marijuana, keep the problem away too? Or would it be we leave the problem just like medicine can? And another question to ponder. Would it be more healthier in your system to do medical marijuana versus the medicine? You can have short-term memory loss from medicine. You can have short-term memory loss from, well, I don't really know for sure, but I think from medical marijuana. And if it's about money, then why do they do money of our health? Is there a way to tax medical marijuana? And is it easier to make and grow medical marijuana than it is to make medicine? And which one would last longer? And we wouldn't constantly have to keep paying for pills if we can grow our own medical marijuana. Anyways, I'm going to try to research all this, but those are the questions I have. Is which one would be more effective? Which one would help the problem more? Which one's less side effects? And which one is healthier for our systems? But there's both negative in that. Because then we're relying on medical marijuana to solve the problem, but we're also relying on the medicine to solve the problem. Oh, and another thing. Just because you seek help does not mean you're weak. It actually means you're strong. And there comes guilt with taking medicine. The kind of medicine I'm taking. It makes you feel weak in ways because you're like, isn't there another solution than this? Why can I not deal with this problem with God? Why is God not enough in some ways? And why do I have to take this pill to be happy? Why can't I do it on my own? There's just certain things that come with when you start a new medicine. Whether it's ADHD medicine, whether it's antidepressants, or whether it is some kind of cancer medicine. And then you think, but what if I didn't take this? Could I still be better? Or would it prolong it? The cancer, or the suicidal thoughts, or the ADHD medicine. I'm talking in general. I'm not really talking about me. So, yeah. So the stigmatized about medicines. And even if there isn't stimulation, there's the devil whispering in your head saying, you're weak for taking that. You're weak. And then God discredits it, if you believe in God. But the devil is trying to tempt you. So, you've got to listen to God's voice. And sometimes the devil overrides God, and sometimes God overrides the devil in your mind. You just have to play back and forth with it. Anyways, I don't know much about marijuana, medical marijuana, but it's stuff that people should research, and it's stuff that is good to ponder. And just so you know, you guys, I do not need people to tell me what to say. I have a brain. Just because I don't think like you guys doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me per se. Maybe my brain and what I say teaches you something, or maybe it makes you talk about stuff with your family, or maybe it helps you because you're experiencing the same thing, or maybe it gets you talking about mental illness, or maybe by me talking, maybe marijuana can be medical marijuana might be legal in Florida because enough people talked about it, or enough people researched it. I don't know. So, yeah. So, be yourself. And sometimes I say something, but then the next day I say the opposite, because that's how I'm feeling that day. Like some days I feel like that it doesn't matter people like me because I have God, and in other days the devil's telling me that it does matter that people don't like me. See what I mean? It's kind of contradictory at the same time. Anyways, so that's my thoughts, and that's all I have to say.